the C6 ZR1, the C7 Z06, and the C5 Z06 Corvette. Three absolute masterpieces of automotive engineering from the 2000s and 2010s. But which one is the best? To find this out, we're going to use Forza Horizon 6 and put all three cars head-to-head against one another on an even playing field. Now, in the sake of fairness, I've gone and upgraded all three cars to the top of S1 class. All three cars keep their stock engine, have semi-slick tires, and are still rear-wheel drive. The C7 here boasts 813 horsepower now and weighs 3,554 pounds. Our C6 Corvette comes in with the most horsepower of the bunch, boasting 892, as well as weighing 3,299 pounds. And finally, our C5 Corvette comes in with 854 horsepower, and it's the lightest of the bunch at 3,043 pounds. Now that we've met our challengers, let me explain the rules. There will be a series of challenges. The winner of each challenge will receive 3 points. The car that comes in second, 2 points, and the loser, 1 point. At the end, we'll tally up the total points for each car and determine our outright winner. With that out of the way, let's get right into... Alright, we've got challenge number 1, the quarter-mile drag race. Who will be the winner? They're off. Will it be the more powerful C6, the lighter C5, or the more aerodynamic C7? They're coming towards the finish line now. They're neck and neck, and it's the C6 by a hair. And they're off at the Hakubu time attack for a flying lap around the circuit. Let's see. All three cars do have an advantage over one another. The C5 is the lightest, the C6 has the most power, but the C7 is the most aerodynamic with that rear lip. So far, it's hard to tell who's ahead. Maybe looks like the C7 is out to an early lead. Down the back straight, though, the powerful Corvettes, the older ones, could be catching. Let's see. The C7 still pulling away through the high-speed chicane. Getting towards the end of the lap now. Can either of the older Corvettes make a charge? The C7 is sliding around. It's having a bad end to the lap. Will it open the door for the other Corvettes? Coming to the line. No, the C7 in first, C5 second, C6 in third. Now, how this challenge is going to work. All three cars are lined up at the back gate. They're going to race all the way down the festival drag strip. And they're going to take the jump at the end. And the winner is simply the one who flies the farthest. All three cars racing down the strip now. Getting all the way up towards their top speed. Getting towards the end of the actual drag run. Let's see. The C6 the first to take the jump, followed by the C5, then the C7. They all hit the ground and we have our scores. The C5 finally gets atop the podium, followed by the C6 and the C7. It's all to play for here, folks, as we come to our next challenge, the burnout. How this is going to work, we're lined up here at a solid line on the half-mile drag strip. We're going to do a burnout, and the mark ends where the tire marks end, and that is the car's distance, so we can see the C5 score right here. The C6 is the next car up on the challenge. We can see off to the right the C5's tire marks. The C6, ooh, let's go back and check. It looks like the C5 is still ahead, which means it's up to the C7 to try and reclaim the top step of the podium once again. It is off. And ooh, okay. It looks like the C5 has definitely won this challenge, but who got second and who got third? It almost looks like the C7 could have taken it. Almost looks like a tie, but I'm going to give it to the C6 in second place. Our final challenge brings us to a place where no Corvette arguably should ever go. the dirt track. The C7 with its extra downforce getting out to an early lead, followed by the C6. Then the C5 lagging behind. It is going sideways. It does not want to go in a straight line. Remember, folks, these cars are all still rear-wheel drive, and they're all on semi-slick tires, which would explain why all of them are struggling for grip. The C7 still doing the best. The C5 seems to have found a friend. That's kind of cool. C7 now really pulling out a commanding lead, while the C5 is now reeling in the C6. Remember, folks, currently in the standings, the C5 is actually winning, followed by the C6 in second, and the C7 just behind in third. They are all separated by 1 point from each other. The C7 now rounding the final turn. The C6 and C5 now doing so as well. They're all headed towards the line. Who will it be? It looks like the C7 will take victory here, followed by the C6 and C5. I don't believe it. It's a tie. Ladies and gentlemen, as interesting as some tiebreaker event would be, I think it's more poetic and more just to all three of these amazing cars that we leave it as the tie that it was always meant to be. Each car clearly demonstrated excellence in one specific area, and I think that's beautiful. All three of these cars are incredible. They're fast, they're fun, they're loud, they're powerful, they're American in their own God-given way. And I can't think of a more fitting end to three incredible machines. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Be sure to like and subscribe for more Forza videos, and leave a comment telling me what you'd like to see me do next. And as always, thank you for watching.